This silver service, the artful manipulation of a spoon and fork to convey food from a dish to a diner's plate, which I'm trying ham-fistedly to demonstrate here, is a skill that I acquired at theological college. To say that it's the only skill that I acquired at theological college would be unfair and inaccurate, I think, but it is nevertheless a practical skill that I learnt there. 3 times a year we had a guest night, and as we didn't have staff but did want to do the job properly, the college would divide into 3 groups for each occasion. A third would be hosts, sitting at the table with their invited guests. A third would be waiters and waitresses with their silver service skills well honed. And a third would be available to act as babysitters for the families of college members otherwise occupied. The only people in no category were the ones who took no part, being regularly engaged in weighty conferences on the importance of community and similar, but there you are. It was easily the most fun being one of the waiting staff. But more than this, in an admittedly light-hearted and even rather frivolous way, quite an important point was being made. All of us students were preparing for ordination as deacons. Another word for deacons could be waiters. In New Testament times, you can read about it in Acts, the first deacons were in fact people chosen to wait at table and distribute provisions. And in the liturgy of the church, the distinctive function of the deacon is preparing for Holy Communion, distributing the Holy Communion, and taking care of the ablutions or washing up. All ordained ministers are deacons. Many, additionally, are ordained to be priests and some to be bishops, but all are deacons, and so waiting on is the baseline of all ordained Christian ministry. And we have ordained ministry, of course, to give focus to the ministry of the whole people of God, all baptized disciples of Jesus, the laity. So waiting, in the sense of table service and other personal service, is the baseline of all Christian ministry. Like Jesus, who took a basin of water and a towel and washed his disciples' feet, we are to wait upon one another and upon a needy and downtrodden world. Now, those involved in it will attest that the best service, whether in restaurant or hotel or wherever, is so discreet as to be almost imperceptible. The best sort of waitress is not always fussing around, drawing attention to herself and asking if everything's all right. She stands at the corner of the room with a napkin over her arm and alert to the needs of the diner, ready to react as and when needed, but never pushing forward or being obtrusive or even saying very much. It concerns me sometimes that although there are many individuals in our churches, lay and ordained, who give exemplary service in this way, who throw their good deeds into the sea where the fishes won't see them, and who act in their communities like salt and leaven imperceptibly, the church as a whole and as an institution is less good at this. The church often feels a need to draw attention to itself and its message. Look at us, we seem to imply, not because we're good or special, but because we've got something important to say. It's true, we have. But sometimes the most powerful statements are not made by words. And sometimes, as Jesus showed, the important thing is to meet need, to heal, to comfort, to feed, whatever, simply because the need is there. And sometimes to do it secretly and without explanation. We are a servant church quite as much, and in a sense before, we're a proclaiming church. We're deacons before we're priests, about reactive and silent waiting on before we get stuck into the prophecy and the transformation. That will come, and that's a vital part of our calling. But deacon service comes first, suspending judgment, offering no commentary on what we're doing or why, keeping silent in the corner of the room. For me, Christmas is a wonderful demonstration of the deacon ministry of God in Christ. What could be more silent, more passive, more reactive than a baby in a manger? sharing our world, occupying a tiny corner of it in flesh, yet for now offering no comment and making no change. What am I waiting for this Advent? I'm waiting because that's what, as a baptized disciple of Jesus, I'm called to do.